Miguel Mongaro. And that will remain at a 1-2 count. We'll have more information for you come towards the bottom of today's game where the Gaels are at bat and more in just a little bit. We are just settling in here for the beginning of the game. And that is going to be ruled a foul for a still 1-2 count. 1-2 count, 1 out. Fantastic game for the Gaels. Fantastic way to start a nice day, one of the nicer ones today. We've been having a lot of windy and cold days here in Rutherford for the past few games, and Bobby had during the away games. Swing and a miss, and that is strike number 2 and strike 3 and second out. Yeah, Bobby, you enjoyed the cold, I guess, with the wind?
Not at all.
No, not at all. All right. He had a very windy game versus Milburn the other day, but it was a fantastic finish, though, and it was absolutely worth it. A big win against Milburn, who the Gaels lost to last year, so big comeback win from behind. Past 2 years. There you go.
Yeah, Mercy ruled the first year.
First year rule?
Last year was like a 6-5 game.
Yeah, 6-5 game was the last year, yep, and the Mercy rule freshman year when I was at freshman year. Swing and a miss for an 0-1 count. All St. Mary's sports today is playing. We have softball happening right now. We have boys volleyball happening and track and field over in Secaucus. Whole loaded day for SM Sports. We will keep you posted with any score updates that we get throughout the broadcast as soon as I receive them. As we have an 0-2 count after the foul ball. 2 outs and a fantastic way to start for the Gaels. See if this continues on with Yandel Ortiz at the mound. Off the umpire's helmet, and that is going to be ruled foul. A dangerous pitch, though. For Ortiz, he is only a freshman entering today's game, so it's a pretty good start for him as a pitcher. A nice pitch, and strike 3 is called for the 3rd out. We're scoreless, heading to the bottom of the 1st. We'll be back. Welcome back. Bottom of the first here. Scoreless we go as the Gaels are up at now. Sebastian Santana, freshman. He had a fantastic game versus Milburn. Had 2 runs and a hit. No RBIs, however, but still a fantastic game. That also the backup catcher for the St. Mary Gaels as he starts the count with a 1-0. Second pitch, off to the right, 2-0. Pitching is sophomore Christian Gomez for Harrison. And the pitch is going to be ruled a strike for a 2-1 count. And that is going to be ruled foul and a 2-2 count for Sebastian Santana, who is the freshman for St. Mary's. St. Mary's entered today's game 3-0, hoping to go strong throughout the rest of the season. Today they also added their non-public B sectional banner today. That is off to left field, and it's going to be now nowhere in distance for catching, and it'll be base hit. That is passed, so it'll be enough to go to first base for a single for Sebastian Santana. And up next, Kyle Watson, who will be DHing today. And we'll pause for intro music. Here we go for Kyle Watson, who's been at the catcher's mound for most of the past 3 games today. He's hoping again for another strong start here tonight, entering his senior year. He's been phenomenal all 4 years. I had the opportunity to broadcast 2 of the years, both one in my freshman year and sophomore year. Has done a phenomenal job and work. All those 2 years entering now for those 2 years I've been with, and now the third. And we're going to have a designated runner come in. It's going to be Bobby Cross heading in for the Gaels. He's going to be catching. Yep. And a 2-1 count for the Gaels. Runner it goes, and the ball's up high, down the middle, and it's going to be passed and it'll be dropped. Runners will advance. They'll head to third, and he is heading home. Bobby Cross will score 1-0 Gaels early on the first. Let's take a look at the replay. Right down the middle, up high. It's a little delayed, but yeah, it's going to be up high. Up high, and it'll be good for the run to come in. Up next, Blaze Bomber, Blaze Conti, who had 2 home runs, and there it is. Line drive down the middle to the left, and it is through. 2 runs will come in, and it is now a 3-0 game. That goes all the way to the wall, so he'll be heading to second base, Blaze Conti. 2-run score, 3-0, an RBI double for Blaze Conti. Single with an error. We'll rule it. And a good start to the St. Mary Gaels team with a fantastic way. I mean, sorry, it'll be 2-0. Runner comes in. Only run at base. 2-0. 2-0 is the score. I said 3. It was the next batter up, which is Josh Marino, who is NorthJersey.com's Player of the Week this week. So if you still have time, go to NorthJersey.com. Player of the Week for Bergen County. Josh Marino is nominated for St. Mary's, as well as tons of other great players who've been out there. So vote for Josh Marino. He had a fantastic performance in the Weehawken game, hitting a home run where Bobby was at, and that is going to be lined down the middle. Drop, and he's going to be ruled safe. Only one umpire today, and the runners are at the corners with the next batter up of Albert Maldonado, the sophomore. who had a fantastic game versus Milburn. He had 3 RBIs in that game, which was phenomenal. Albert, and he pitched too that game. Yeah, Bobby was at that game. He was able to cover it. You could rewatch all the games, of course, right here on Surge Sports YouTube by heading down to the channel. You'll see other more content as well, both from the 12th Worship Podcast, the show I do with Jack Rizzo, and Sports with Mano Mano, live every Saturday at 10 a.m. Ball 1 on the ground. And it's just me today. Jack Rizzo has the day off. He'll be back for us maybe tomorrow, depending on the game. That is going to be at North Arlington tomorrow at 4 o'clock start. If not, both Jack and I will be back for Friday's game, where they'll be home versus Lyndhurst, weather permitting, of course. And then you have the fantastic game of St. Joe's on Saturday. We'll keep you updated with more information, as that is off to right field. Unable to catch is the second baseman, Hayden Mulholland. Runner scores 3-0. St. Mary's officially with runners evenly out at the corners. It's a nice sunny day, and of course you had the eclipse yesterday. Perfect timing for watching the eclipse. You couldn't see much here in the tri-state, but if you went out to like Niagara Falls area, Cleveland, Indianapolis, you had a great view of total eclipse. And that is off down to left field. That is dropped. Another run will score. Runners keep on moving. Pass again, and they will stay the way they are. Runners will stay at second and third. Run scores for Zip Gaels. And what an effort. And I believe we have a replay, or no? So we got to tell us soon. All right, my bad. All right, either way, a fantastic start. Alex Almonte, the junior, heads in, transfers junior, heading up to plate. Pitch low for a ball. I guess after every run, just hit replay. Like anything. Every hit, yeah, there you go. Every hit. And that's on and out. All right, nice play there for 2-0 at the count. Alex Almonte standing by. We will have more information. More coming down left. That is going deep. That is going to be caught for an out, but a run will score. Run will score, but that is an out. However, on the other hand, it is now 5-0 Gaels, despite the first out of the inning. Right down to the left. That is caught. Thrown out for the second out. That was Ray Lanaha. Second out. Up now is Ortiz. Coach Gassion entering the room here with Prince Vitaretti and Paul Johnson, our athletic director. Oh, it's a good fun way. That is thrown deep, caught for the third out. That will retire the side, and it's 5-0 Gaels, heading to the top of the second. When we Welcome back. It is the top of the second, 5-zip Gaels. Still at the mound is Ortiz for St. Mary's. First pitch is going to be strike one. Down the middle low. That is at bat right now. Hayden Maholland. Batting fourth. Swing and miss, an 0-2 count. Yeah, as we mentioned, Harrison came off of that loss 6-5 to Bergen Charter. They're hoping for some comeback revenge. They entered today's game 1-4, coming off 3 straight losses, hoping not to make it for today. And that is strike 3, first out of the inning. Fourth in a row for Ortiz, and an excellent start to this game for the Gaels and Ortiz at the mound. St. Mary's under head coach Nigel Archibald, assisted by Julian Will and David Alessandro. Up next, Christian Gomez, the pitcher for Harrison, takes a ball, 1-0. Standing by for the second for Ortiz. Swing and a miss for Christian Gomez. He's had 2 RBIs this season on top of him pitching for Harrison today's game. He has had a phenomenal start. This is a all-season record for Harrison in terms of stat information. Next pitch is going to be ruled a strike. And it'll be a 1-2 on the count. Next pitch in the dirt for strike 2. Out 2. And there you go, out 2 called. 2 outs. And up next, Kevin Serta, the senior, who has had a pitch count so far of 77. And last season he had a home run, 3 runs, 4 hits, and 6 RBIs. So he was a dangerous player to watch out for last year. Will he continue this effort tonight? And what will he bring to the table and to the board? Home run will be a little difficult in this ballpark, but definitely for some runs as we start off with a high ball 1. And as we mentioned about the Ortiz, he is only a freshman entering today's game and has had a phenomenal start. And that is another up high ball for a 2-0 count. Waiting for the next. Pitch is down in the dirt for ball 3. One more, so it'll be a walk. First walk for his start today. And it's a walk. He walks to first. And a good start to Harrison. Again, a walk he needed. And got it for Harrison. See if he can add any points, any runs onto the board with this 2 outs. Edward Rodriguez, a sophomore, is up next. He's at a multi-switch field. He's at left field today. Pitch. That's a ball. First ball. We have power ranking information. We'll talk for the Gaels in the next inning as there's a swing and a miss for a 1-1 count. And up high for the foul. 1-1 on the count. The Gaels are looking for their 4th straight win today. Swing and a miss for a 1-2 count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on first. This is a crucial pitch here that Ortiz will throw. If it's a strike, you survive another inning. A miss and potential walk in danger. Up high for a 2-2 count. And it's swing and a miss. And that will retire the side. 5-0. The Gaels survive another one despite giving up a walk. We'll be back after this. Welcome back. Sebastian Santana, the freshman, up bat as we head to the top of the order. He is at the catcher's mound for today's game. It is a 5-0 game for the Gaels, and that is going to be down for a ball. Let's take a look at the SM Power Points, and they are in first place with 30 Power Points following the 3-0 record entering today's game. Be just underneath them, Morris Catholic at 2-1 with 19 Power Points, followed by Rutgers Prep at 1-1 and 14 Power Points. A dangerous team who they played Rutgers Prep in the non-public B sectional championship where they took the victory home. Final score 4-3 on that walk-off run from Rosado. And you had St. Thomas Aquinas at the bottom with a 1-0 start to the game and 12 Power Points. That is up down the middle for right. Enough for a base hit to first. Replay, here we go. Let's take a look what we got. And that is going to be, again, down the middle to the right. First and done. And that is Bobby Cross heading back over to the first place. He'll be the designated runner as Sebastian Santana gets his catcher's gear back on. Kyle Watson returns back up to the mound. We talked about his career. He's had a good run so far for St. Mary's. This season, last season alone, he had 87 at-bats, 14 runs, 26 hits, and 16 RBIs entering today's game. Entering last game versus Melbourne, he had an RBI, 2 runs, 2 hits, and a stolen base. In the previous Weehawken game, he had a 1 run, 2 hits, and an RBI. What a run he has had. The RBI levels that he has and the amount of catches he has made behind the plate has been phenomenal. And that makes a crucial start for Kyle Watson as there is a stolen base attempt there. Safe. At second, only one umpire doing the job tonight. He's behind home plate versus Harrison tonight. Bobby Cross waiting to run. That is down the middle, through the pitcher's glove, past the second baseman, and it is enough for a run to come in. And a replay. We head to the replay, and you can clearly see right over the pitcher's glove, right past the second baseman, Hayden Mulholland, and enough to get the run in to make this a 6-0 game for the Gaels as Blaze Bomber returns to the mound, who has had two, not one, but two home runs in the last game versus Milburn. He's been phenomenal. He's been nothing but phenomenal this whole season. He pitched with a pitch count so far this season of 64 in Milburn. He pitched that game as well. A dangerous one, and that is batted down left, fair ball, and it'll be enough to get runners at one. Runner will score with Kyle Watson. Returning home, 7-0 Gaels. Blaze advances to second. Let's take a look at the replay if possible. There you go. Clear tell. You can clearly tell with the net right down to the left-hand side. Just fair. Runs comes in with a double and another RBI tonight for Blaze Conti. What a night he's been having. We talked about it, 2 home runs in the previous game, and now add that to the list as NorthJersey.com Player of the Week, Josh Marino, heads to the mound. Josh Marino, as we talked about in the beginning, he had a home run in that Weehawken game, that very important victory for the Gaels, despite it being a 16-0 win for them, and a blowout win. It was a good game for them. That is popped up high. That should be playable. No, it is dropped. And now the Gaels will get another run scored in. Maybe not in time. Runner goes to second. Marino goes to second. Run scores. 8-0 Gaels. Wow. Early. Yeah. Now, handing up Albert Maldonado. He's only a sophomore. We talked about his run last. He had 3 RBIs in the previous game versus Milburn. Interesting stats and interesting run points for Albert Maldonado. He's got a pretty good history. Leaving behind from Elizabeth, heading into now. We'll see how he continues this run. He was a top-notch player to watch out for. We talked to Coach Archibald a lot throughout this offseason. He said to us, I can't wait to see Albert play. Can't wait to see all these guys start playing again. Albert specifically, because he is a transfer student heading into today's game. Coach Nigel stressed he's going to be a huge help, and it has been paid off so far. The other guys we've obviously talked about, he wants to continue to see growth and effort and more runs. And that is a base hit off to right. 1 run will potentially score. Deep throw, not in time, scores for a potential stolen base. No, not there. Stolen base to second, and a base hit. It is a 9-0 game for the Gaels. He was originally going to stay at first, but Marino decided, hey, why not? Let's just go to Albert decided, hey, let's go to second. Why not? And it played out. Next, Bradley Higgins, who pitched on opening day. He did phenomenal opening day. Final score opening day versus Leonia, 19-1. What a fantastic game it was. A little cold that game, but not as bad compared to that Milburn game. Seemed windier, Bobby. I guess you could agree not to say. Weehawken Resorts. Well, you got the Lincoln Tunnel. And there goes for a 2-0 count. And one benefit about that is going to be pop the foul. That is going into that's into the houses. All right. That was part of my bingo card with him when we had Jack on the opening day. I had to put it down. Hit the window, hit the shed of the houses, or just go into the neighbor's yard. I had to add that to the bingo card because, you know, it's bound to happen sometime this season. And there you go with the pop up high. 3-1 on the count.
He said the senior for the ball. Look at that.
Yeah, senior football. And there's another one. That is in the houses. It's something. And it's 2-0 for the houses. Kyle Watson's going to make a run for it. Go make the senior run, go around the property and get a ball. That's good. Works every time, kids. And that's a walk for Bradley Higgins. He goes to first. And now Alex Almonte, who is at right field today. He is a junior transfer. He had 2 runs and a hit in the Milburn game, as well as also in the Weehawken game. Walk-up music continues to play. No indication at the moment from Harrison whether or not they'll have a pitching change. That is still up in the air. No changes entering the third. Staying by on deck is Ray Lanaha and Yandel Ortiz. Almost hit by pitch as he ducks his head for a 2-1 on the count. Pitch is going to be outside in the dirt. And the previous 5 games between these two schools have all been victories. In particular, last year the Gaels won both their matches. The final score 15-2 on May 3rd and 23-9 on April 10th. That's who the final scores of last year's games versus Harrison. That is in the net for a foul ball. Kyle Watson still searching for the balls. That's hilarious. It really is. That is up high, up the middle. And that is in the gap for a base hit. It's going to be a couple runs scored. Just 1 run scores, but runners advance to second and third. No outs. 10-zip Gaels. Let's look at the replay there from no replay, but yeah, you could tell just right down the middle. Dropped, nowhere to get to. In the gap. 1 run scores, runners advance to second and third. A little bit of wind picks up here, but not that much compared to the Milburn game. Following the equipment change, we wait. The pitch. And that is going to be the first strike. We also had today, as we mentioned at the top of the... That is a foul ball, and Kyle's got to get another one. Hits the shed. All right, if Kyle's still there, he's got to get a third one. They need a gate. Add that to the funds next year. Gate to the houses to get the balls back. Strikeout for the Gaels, first out. The Gaels lifted up today their banner for their sectional title win today. And the school, the banner is also present here in Sheridan Field, over where the football bleachers are. Pitch up high for ball 1-1-2 on the count. 1-0 on the count, sorry. Reset. Up high again for the second ball. Yandel Ortiz at bat, of course, the pitcher for today's game. Keep in mind, of course, the pitch count for the week. The Gaels have a busy upcoming schedule with North Arlington tomorrow, depending on the weather, at 4 o'clock in North Arlington. Then they'll be home versus Lyndhurst on Friday, which both Jack and I and Bobby will be there for the call. And then Saturday, the biggest game, I think, of the week by far, they'll be home. They'll be at St. Joe's Regional. Time TBD. We'll find out more information after the conclusion. Today's game will announce more on Friday. And take a look at the Instagrams of both the same area baseball and the schools for the latest information and more. Ball 3 on the count, 3-1. What? Except for Friday. Yeah, Friday's home. All road games except for Friday. And Tuesday, next Tuesday, we'll be home versus Sea Caucus at 4 o'clock. Swing and miss foul. Full count. With only 1 out, we'll see what the temptation chart says to do. Waiting for the pitch. It's going to be a ball, and he'll walk and load up the bases. Just in time for top of the order and Sebastian Santana to head up to the plate. No indication from our coaches yet whether or not there will be a pitching change for Harrison, nor whether or not they will even attempt to say any comments or words, I don't even know if they even have enough players to qualify. I don't know how the. I don't. Maybe. I don't even know who their next pitcher would be. And we have a designated runner coming in for the Gaels, Aracho. Baracho comes in replace for Bobby Cross.
Bradshaw.
We also have a Little League game going on in the background that it looks like that it went all the way to the basketball hoops for a good one. We also do commentary for that too, if you remember from last season, right here on the Surge Sports Network. Down to right. Bobbled. Runner run scores from Bradley Higgins, and the bases continue to remain loaded. 11 zip Gaels. Woohoo. Is the message, I guess you could say. More designated runners return.
He's not getting the balls.
He got lost?
Watson.
Well, I
Not
guess.
back yet.
So Kyle Watson's up bat. He's not back. He's still searching for the missing balls. So in replace, Kawan Torres will be bat for the Gaels. All right. He was actually registered to be a swap for Josh Marino. Ah, so this is a weird situation. He must have took a trip. Where do you think he went? Oh, yeah. Let's hop on the plane somewhere. See a lot of planes pass by. Well, Kawan Torres heads to the mound. He had 3 at-bats and 2 runs throughout so far this season. So he missed, and he played mostly JV last season for the Gaels under head coach David D'Alessandro. And now the question remains what to do next. Stop high again. Still waits. And that is a walk, an RBI walk for Kawan Torres, as they say Z-walk, as is what is mentioned in the bench. Here's Kyle.
It just happened now.
You missed it. You also had 2 of the 3 that were missing. I had to throw that out there.
Hey, he got the balls back.
2 out of 3.
He's done for the day, but he got the balls back.
And he's getting a word for Coach Archibald. Archibald there. Wow. Alrighty. I think it has to be the longest return for the balls from the other side of the yard. Blaze Conti swinging the miss. He was waiting. He's ready for another Blaze bomber, a signature. As Bobby called it perfectly in that second home run. And you can catch all the recaps of all the games, of course, right here on Surge Sports by clicking the notification bell for the next upcoming scores, games, latest information, and more. You could also catch back that Milburn game, which is phenomenal. That is off to left field. That is a base hit for Blaze Conti and an RBI. 1 run comes in. Here comes 2. And the runners at the corners, 2 runs in. 14 zip Gaels. What a game tonight. Do you have a replay? And we do have a replay. Perfect enough. Left, runs, score. Baracho over to first to collect more. Wow, indeed, is the word. 14, and it's only the bottom of the second. Of course, One new feature we added this year here on the Surge Sports, we added chapters to the end of the previous games. So when you rewatch it, you could take a look when each inning happened in case you want to go back to your favorite moment. We also indicated whenever there's a home run, we put the words HR at the bottom so you could follow along where the best moments of the game happened. Right here, of course, on Surge Sports. Jack Rizzo and I will be back in no time. And take a look at that. Off to the left-hand side of the screen, we have a UPS plane coming in for a landing in Newark. Good view. 2-1. Marino, up bat. Waits. Gets another ball. Two one with the count. Marino. Pitch. Up high. That is going to be dropped again. No runs advanced except for first and second. No run from third. It's a bases loaded 12-0 game for the Gaels with one out. Impressive indeed. Returning now, Adam Lopez, who pitched in the previous game versus Weehawken with a count of 57. No runs allowed. Good day for him. And no runs scored, which is a good part. Timeout from Coach Archibald. He takes a minute to discuss stuff. United off to the left. It looks like that there may be confrontation whether or not of maybe designated runners and also for Adam Lopez because he was not scheduled to play, so that could be confrontation. It looks like Coach Julian and Archibald are trying to discuss matters, but it looks like game will resume with no issue. Lopez in the dirt for a ball. 1-0 with the count as it just reset it and started. Looks like some pitching warm-ups over to the right-hand side for Harrison. We'll see who comes in. That is down the middle. Base hit. Through. That's an RBI for Adam Lopez as one run scores and the bases remain loaded. Now, all the order's been changing, so we'll see who's going to be up next, and it's going to be Bradley Higgins, who I had a chance to interview prior to the first game in opening day versus Leonia. It was a recorded interview previously. I'm working on something, but we asked a couple of the rapid fire questions. One of the ones down the middle, left, through. That is through. Run scores. Bases loaded again. 15, 16-0. Wow, 16-0. They're flying through the order. Pitching practice continues on over to the right-hand side for Harrison. We'll see who comes in. In the dirt for ball. Still one out. Long second. And it's another ball. Some news. The only news that we have for St. Mary's Sports with an update is Ryan Truberg, who was for track and field. He ended up in second place, ran a 1600, 5 minutes, 19.4 seconds is the time, second place. Pop-up, and should be playable. That is caught for the second out for Harrison. Infield fly. Bobby Cross sets the mound. The pitch. Hit. 26, Ryan Truberg. This is all. I'm getting update from multiple people, friends, and of course, we also got Kathy Gluck behind the scenes. She's home and watching today's game. She's been providing updates for us as well. So we will keep you posted throughout the game. Thank you again to Kathy in the wall. Down the left. Unable, wobbled. Playable for another run. 17-0. Through. I don't know if that's a rule, but I know that it's after 10-0 after the fifth. That is a rule.
We did 4 the other day.
Yeah.
Last week was 4.
I don't know how it works. Really. I don't even know if that's a rule. Either way, we will keep you posted as we usually do. That bat is Ortiz. Again, this is Gomez's second, I guess you could say second game of the season at the mound for Harrison. We are going to have a pitching change eventually. Batted through. There's one. And that is the third out of the game. That retires the side. What a wild one. 16-0 Gaels. We'll be back after this. Up at now for Harrison Anderson Lechera as it's 16-0 Gaels at the third. And we have a couple of changes for the Gaels on the outfield. Henry Magnuson goes to left field. Quan Torres is at center field. And Alex Almonte is over at right field. Over at third base is now Andreas Baracho. Bradley Higgins is over at shortstop. Foul ball there. Second is Bobby Cross. And Adam Lopez is over at first base. So a couple of changes, and I think they're just trying to be conservative based off of how big the lead is early in the third, plus another inning to still survive and go to. Two one on the count. Second. Grounded. Caught. Good catch by Ortiz. Throws it to at him, and there goes the first out. More work comes on in.
I'll see you later, Michael.
Up at Rossos, the center fielder. Looks like there may be some changes coming up for Harrison as the Harrison coach heads off to the left. Down at the ball.
Good night for it. Before the rain comes.
Oh, tonight? I don't know. Text. Maybe on my deck.
Swing and a miss again. There's another strike for an 0-2 on the count. Another one gone. There's 2 outs. One more to still survive. A quick inning. It was a strikeout. No. It was a.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, first.
That's right, you're right. I moved it.
So we only had a small update from track. Not much yet from the softball or volleyball side of things. Still waiting for updates there. We just did have that one update from our track. And there goes another ball there. So yesterday was pretty good. If you were watching the solar eclipse yesterday, it was pretty cool. If you were in the area, down the middle, base hit, not yet, thrown, out, grounded, and that will retire the side. 60-0. Back for the bottom. Welcome back, 60-0, bottom of the third here. Joey Chavasa bat for the Gaels. And he had a pretty good run versus Milburn the other day. He had one hit in RBI. It was a good, nice RBI. I believe it was off to left.
Great at bat, too.
Yeah, great. He was a good at bat too that game.
3 bunt attempts,
3 at bunt attempts, according to Bobby. Thank you. And we all for 2 innings. He had a count of 16, no runs allowed. A good day for him. Down the middle, base hit for Joey Chavasta as he heads to first. And we'll see who returns next for the Gaels. That is Juan Torres up next. We also had today, and that's when we ruled foul. Today in school we had and over in the Life of St. Mary's, was a spring prep rally. A couple banners added. A couple banners added, including Maxwell Hune for bowling, set the record for bowling. He had a perfect game of 300. His record was noticed. Banner is up at St. Mary's, and more information and stats are available. Sectional banner, of course, added, and for Luke Gashon, he had his 1,000 point banner, coming to fifth all-time scorer in St. Mary history. That banner was added today in the school. So a couple of banner additions today in St. Mary's. So if you went to Niagara Falls, Canada yesterday, or anywhere in the area for the total solar eclipse, you got lucky for it. I did not go anywhere. I stayed. Walked there to first, watching on ABC, but it looked pretty cool if you were in the totality of the area. And because it was a total eclipse, Apple Music reported that Total Eclipse of the Heart had #1 on their song track, which is pretty cool. Makes sense. You know, perfect timing for Total Eclipse of the Heart during the totality. #1 on Apple Music. That was yesterday's report from Apple Music. As there's a ball there and a 1-1 count. 1-0. Andres Baracho for St. Mary's up bat. Pitch, throwing it to the ground. 1-0. 2-0 on the count. And as a reminder, the 12th Horseshoe Podcast airs every other Thursday during the NFL offseason. We'll be live this upcoming Thursday for a recap of the latest NFL news and more. And we'll be live special on April 25th. That's a Thursday, the NFL Draft Watch Party. We'll be doing a watch party special for the 4 hours. Jack I, maybe Bobby will be joining us, and more other guests waiting to be announced coming up soon. Base hit there, down the line to the left. That's enough to get the runners to load up the bases. Loads up the bases with no outs. What?
I might go.
You might go to the draft? Wow.
I have partners in Detroit.
All right.
They want me to come out.
That sounds pretty cool. Represent the pack in Detroit if you do go. Henry Magnuson, primarily for JV, enters the mound for the first time tonight. David Delsender, the JV head coach, he is off to first base. They've alternated positions and switches in this case. Down the middle, base hit through the second baseman. Run scores 17-18. You're gonna. All right, we'll go with 18-0. Sure, we'll go with that 18-0 anyways.
Adam was on the base.
18-0. Bases remain loaded. Adam Lopez up next. Ball 1. And a good game to start for the Gaels. And that's off to the left.
We haven't had scores yet. Past 2 runs.
Yeah. No runs past scored, yeah. And that is popped up foul. Into the houses. Oh, no, not yet. That's playable. Anybody want to get that? No? All right. Souvenir, anybody? Down the middle. Base hit again. One runner will score. Line moves up. Bases remain loaded. And I think it's, 19-0 now? Nah, all right, 19-0. 19-0 Gaels. Another run, and that'll beat the opening day record with 19-1 for this season for the Gaels. On their way to 4-0 and earning more power points. Bradley Higgins up next. in the interview that we mentioned with the rapid fire questions. Up there it is. Another base hit. He didn't want me to talk. Off to left. 1 run will score.
He's not rolling around. He's
Station
station by station.
by station they go. 20 nothing. Wow. All right. 20 nothing.
Yeah, he's not going to say anybody unless it's like really
Nah.
little things. That's showing off then.
Yeah. Tala over the middle. Another base hit. Another run scores. All right. 21 nothing. Are we ruling now? 21 nothing. All right. And we may have a pitching change. A meet at the mound.
Get ready for another phone call tomorrow.
No, so Rutherford used to, Lauderdale used to make it.
All right, quick meeting at the mound. We will take a pause. We'll be back in just a moment.
Tell the kids 3 pitches, strike out, and then sometimes you don't know it's the game. This is crazy. This is crazy. I'm sorry. This is
21 nothing right now.
and then he would.
They missed two. You know what?
You're supposed to play perfect, and you're gonna know you're gonna
It's
go like this. We're not gonna play.
mail it in.
Paper win. We can go schedule it.
What's the ribbon?
All right, I'm gonna come back. I don't know what the answer is. Guys, this is.
New pitcher.
With the helicopter flying over, it's a perfect time to announce that we have a pitching change. Samuel Garcia, who is at right field, heads over to the mound. They'll take over there. 21 nothing. We're going to step aside. We'll be back following the pitching changes. Welcome back. Following the pitching change, 21 nothing. High cross up bat. We stepped aside for some moments. I believe next inning may be the final inning. I don't know. It all depends on how Harrison feels about this lead. It all comes down to that, basically.
Yeah, what if that's
We'll keep posted. All right, well, it's 2-0 in the count. A good day for St. Mary's. Reminder, tomorrow the Gaels will have North Arlington at 4 o'clock. That game is home. Walk comes in. Runner will score. 22-0 Gaels. Yeah, for Harrison, they are going to have a little bit of off period, which is a good thing. They'll be back on Friday versus Weehawken, according to NorthJersey.com, NJ.com. At 4 o'clock, they'll be back. It's a good rest period for them. Get back to it. They'll be back in the flow, and that goes over.
It's over.
It's over. You gotta worry about it.
It's over. It's over.
Don't worry about it. It's all right. You're good. Keep playing.
That's a first.
Yeah, I don't think that happened last year. We always see in the netting get stuck. We never see not go over.
I'm behind the MS.
Yeah, basketball maybe? A little basketball? You got a preparation for it? All right, that's a first. I didn't have that on my bingo card. They're gonna add that because now it looks like this is gonna be a new thing now. Two and oh. So once again, Harrison will have a home game versus Weehawken on Friday. Tuesday, they're home versus North Arlington. And Thursday, they'll be at Lyndhurst. Another walk comes in. Quick meet at the mound. Run scores 23-0. Wow. All right. Well, both of them, both St. Mary's and Harrison are in the same division, the National Division. St. Mary's is obviously a number 1 seed. Caucus is behind at a 2-0. And Harrison at 1-3 at the bottom at the moment. Well, that is subject to change all these runs and scores. Lyndhurst, North Arlington, and Rutherford have yet to update their stuff for today's game. Most games were supposed to happen yesterday, but most of the schools have either postponed or canceled the game completely due to the solar eclipse of the heart. I had to throw a joke out there. Down the line. Pop through. That could be playable. That's an out. That's one out. One run does score. 24-0. Now we got a FedEx plane overhead. All right. This is also a great field just to do plane spotting. Swing and a miss. Up high for another ball. No. Okay. Coach Archibald just said every time you don't swing, it's a lap. So, hey, swing. Swing and a miss. All right. Wow. All righty. So now you're not going to see another ball for the rest of this game. You're going to just see a bunch of swing and a misses going forward. Wind picks up just a little bit. Not as bad as the Milburn game as Bobby had it, but yeah, don't forget this big game in St. Joe's on Saturday. We're actually going to try to figure out what time it is and all the details. Base hit. Oh, he got hit. I mean, Coach Archibald is trying to rule out getting this game. No, not how it works. All right. Fighter jet. It looks like a fighter jet. Down. Double. They'll retire the side. 25-0. We'll be back.
Double play.
Double play. 25-0. Welcome back. We have a catcher change. Joey Chavasta heads underneath to the catcher's mound. Behind home plate. Ortiz remains the way it is. I think he will just finish out the game. This might be the last thing. Nobody knows. All we know is it's a scoreboard reads 0-0. 25 nothing. All right. Okay. We won't mention that. In the dirt. 2-0. Three and 0 on the count. Time is called from the pitcher. Strike called. $19 for Harrison returns. No name. That's in the dirt. Couple more before we could and say goodnight. Foul ball. Into the netting. First one today. First one this year in the netting. Yeah. No hitter. And a run heads to first, and they get on the board quite quickly. Fast forwarding to today, Samuel Garcia up at the mound. He had a 1 run, 3 hits, and 2 RBIs last season. He is a utility, but today he was at right field, according to the information we were given via NJ.com. The pitch is going to be down for a ball. Haven't had any updates yet from the rest of our St. Mary's sports. We will continue to follow updates if we can. They're going to check the Instagram. The Devils play tonight. We'll see if they win. They ain't making the playoffs, but they're playing tonight. No updates on the Instagram, but we'll find out if we do get any update more. I said the only update we have so far was the track field. Ryan Trooper getting second place, which was a pretty impressive one for him. Foul ball. And it's going to be a 1-2-1. Joey Chavasta returns to the catcher's mound. This is the first time in over 3 years he has not done so in his St. Mary run in a long time. 7th grade was the last time. His mother is next to me, so he was providing me the information, so thank you for that. But yeah, latest information and more we get here, and we get it rapid fast here on the crew. And here comes another ball. I think they're just trying to maybe get another run here, possibly. I honestly don't know what the whole mindset. Swing and a miss. Runner will not advance. He was thinking about stealing. Would have helped. One more. Up high. Walk. And now the Gaels are going to get a little sloppy here. Hate to say it, but I'd say it. Up next, Hayden Mulholland, who had Leads the team this year with 4 RBIs and 3 hits. Only a sophomore in his career. It's back up to the plate. And you could say right now the Gaels are a little sloppy letting 2 runs go through. I mean, they're trying to be fairness and all, but we would like to end this game eventually as well. Just want to throw that out there. Swing. Miss. Looks like we may have a pitching change. How do you like that? I mean, it's almost near the pitch count level. We have heading over to the dugout, Jean Torres, and I believe that is number 1. Don't know who that player is. I think we might have just got another update. And that is going to be safe. I think it's no. No. Yeah. All right. Well, so all right. So we have an update from the softball game. It looks like the St. Mary game has ended in a tie, 0-0 final. Tie for softball. Never heard of that one. I'm confused when I saw this myself. Yeah, so it looks like softball ended in a tie. Odd. I mean, the way this is reading 0-0 final, very odd. So softball appears to be, yeah, that is a tie game, 0-0. I don't think that game might have got postponed, maybe. All right, well, that's odd. Thank you, anyways, for the updates. In the fence there. So yeah, I didn't even know it didn't get to tie too, but 0-0 end of a tie. But was there any delay or weather issue? It's that has to be the oddest thing I've ever heard of a tie in softball. 0-0. I get the sun hasn't gone down yet. I mean, I'm confused. All right. Wow. All right. Either way, back to reality. Caught. There's one. First out. No runs allowed. Bases loaded still. All right. Up at the mound next is 17. That is Kevin Serta, who had a pitch count last season. Had a pitch count this season so far of 77. Last season, he had a home run, 3 runs, 4 hits, and 6 RBIs to his credit. So a dangerous player to watch out for. We talked about this early in the beginning. Dangerous to watch. Definitely showed. See how it continues on. Wind picks up a little bit here. Still a nice day out, sunny. Private jet taking off above us. And it's still 25-0. Strike. 0-2. Did softball play today?
Yes. They're beating up Irish Waffles.
NJ.com has it as a tie. The end of 0-0.
That's not true.
Yes, it's true then.
Who's your partner?
issue.
All right.
Gaels won 17 to nothing.
Is he all right?
Oh my God.
Her grandmother died. So, yeah.
Gaels
You got
won 17 to nothing.
Okay, so we have a proper update. 17-0 softball won.
Basketball.
Yeah.
Weekly spot, weekly show. I want him to come in the locker room for pregame one day. You know what I mean? Just see the boys.
That would have been class.
We'll work on.
He was up until last year.
All right, so the final score of softball was 17-0. Energy.com is wrong. That was the final, 17-0. Congrats to softball. They beat Harrison, 17-0 final. So it is not a tie, 17-0 the final for the softball game. Here it is a 25-0 game. We have a pitcher heading out from the mound, so we will have a change eventually, entering the 6 o'clock hour eventually. Swing and a miss. Standing by for the next pitch. That is going to be right. And a foul, and that'll be a strikeout, and I think
The over-under is 40 for the
that wraps it up. And that's the game. 25-0 the final here
Wait, it's over?
for St. Mary's. That's going to end the game.
4 bats.
All right, call.
4 at-bats. All right, so that is it. 25-0. The Gaels win a big one here tonight. They'll be back tomorrow versus North Arlington, depending on the weather. If not, Friday versus Lyndhurst. Congratulations to the Gaels. 25-0 final. From our camera, by Bobby Blackcheck. I'm Elijah Weintraub. Good night. Thank you all for those helping us out, watching, and we will see you on tomorrow/Friday.